It's gonna be rough.
Can you give us like a fire welcome to Unemployable Podcast? And then say something else about it?
Guys, thank you for joining us on today's episode of Unemployable Podcast.
I didn't like it.
What's this?
It's time.
It's time?
It's podcast time.
Listen to me, everyone.
It's podcast time.
Ben's flow up.
Can you edit like explosions and shit? Can we make this like a
We just cursed.
like a Michael Bay podcast?
I'd rather not. The Bay podcast?
Yeah.
Give me like
explosions.
a welcome to Unemployable Podcast. Best tattooing podcast
Welcome to Unemployable Podcast, the best tattooing podcast
in the world.
in the world. The only tattoo podcast you should be listening to.
Not true. Well, that's
There you
true.
go.
No, it is the only tattoo podcast you should be listening to.
Why? Tell them why, Cam.
All the other ones are irrelevant.
Wow, it's a big statement.
You know, we have
Name
to put those
specifics.
guys to this podcast.
Name
right?
specific.
I can't because I don't watch any other tattoo podcasts.
You watch any podcasts?
Yeah.
Nickelodeon podcast?
I don't either, actually.
What?
Watch any tattoo podcast.
I've tried. They're kind of boring.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah, there's a good few.
Do you watch podcasts, Ben?
I watched Joe Rogan.
Cam, you didn't even introduce our guest.
I tried. I was going to get to it, and then you said my intro
Go ahead.
I'm
sucked.
uncomfortable, bro.
Who is this?
All right. We have a special guest today, Ben Oz. Really fire tattooer.
I'll give you $100 if you can pronounce his last name correctly.
Oh, I'll give you some money too.
I got 20.
Ben Oz.
Nope.
Oh,
Oz.
Short.
Ben O.
I don't think I can. That's why I offered you money.
Is it like ooh? Is like
No.
there's something silent? Is Oz not the full last name?
no, I was just that's not it at all, actually. But now we get to keep our money.
How do you pronounce your last
It's
name?
Osrowitz.
Wait, hold on. Osowitz?
Osrowitz.
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 Ben Osrowitz.
It's like a German, Austrian, Polish, Jewish name.
Sounds like a little mix of stuff.
Like what?
Easy.
Like everything.
What?
you
Like I just said.
Like a mix of stuff.
Oh.
All right. So, like every guest, do a little intro.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you hit him with the intro? We already did the who.
True. All right. All right, Ben Osrowitz. Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I already
Dirty-
cursed.
Let's start from the top, boys.
Are we like not allowed
Can
to
you just
curse?
beep it out?
Yeah,
We're not allowed to
do
say
that.
words. Like
Just
that?
for 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's like the first
7
5 minutes.
Yeah.
We have.
And we're now sharing knowledge to the YouTube.
You could just beep that out, right?
I'll do the cut where it's like subtle. Where it's like,
Yeah.
or I could change it. You know, like they did in the '90s, where we'll put like another word,
I think we
Ooh,
just
that'd
need
be cool.
right?
Yeah.
fire truck.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah, like way longer than the word is. What the fire truck? Like it doesn't add up at all.
I'm already on in the next sentence.
Sick. I got it. Now I'm excited.
All right, cool.
Where in Jersey are you from?
Trenton, New Jersey.
That's central then, right?
Yeah, it's Mercer County. It's like the middle of New Jersey.
Do you-
5 minutes from PA.
Do you know where central Jersey starts and ends?
It's a big debate with New Jersey crowd.
Right.
You know, I would say that Central Jersey is basically where I think Monmouth County. So that goes all the way from like Long Branch, Neptune, down to Trenton, and I think below that is South Jersey.
I think the only place I've heard confirmed 100% as central Jersey is Trenton.
Yeah, because it's literally in the middle of the state. You can't get in the more.
Because I'm from Morris County, and a lot of people.
Wait, is that up or down?
It's
North
up.
Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Because there's Moorestown and Morris
Right,
Town, which are
Morris.
the two different.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, that is central. And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think that's central.
I mean, it's.
I've always
well,
claimed north.
Because there's north. I think of North Jersey as far north as you can go. Like, was it like Rockland County, Bergen
Right,
County?
Bergen-
Those
yeah,
are like
yeah.
north. And South Jersey's Camden. South Jersey's Camden.
Yeah, you know Camden? It's a real nice place.
It is a beautiful spot.
Like Compton?
No. What? No.
It's Campton?
Because it started with a C?
It's like the same name, same words.
No, Camden's cool, man. Everyone's friendly.
Yeah, it's a good place to go walk around. They used to have this place called Tent City, and it was a
Yeah, you like Camden?
nice place.
Oh, you guys are joking right now. That's
There's
it.
nothing funny about camping.
Thought Jersey wasn't such a
love
nice
camping.
place.
Yeah, it's where you survive.
Skid Row's beautiful in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun locations to travel to.
So how long you been tattooing?
So my daughter's 6, and I started about 3 months after she was born. So coming up on 6 years
Nice.
ish.
You started before you were here, right?
Yeah, so I started a year and a half before I came to this shop.
And where were you before Borrowed Time?
I was in Trenton at a place called Kiss of Ink.
And is that where you did apprenticeship?
No, I did like a really short couple-month apprenticeship at another shop. It was just like, here's a machine, you make money. You know what I mean? And after
Make me the shop owner money.
yeah, they were pretty terrible. They charged $20,000 per apprenticeship.
Wow.
And there was 3 apprentices when I got there.
Yeah.
And when I went there, I was homeless and I was
Yeah.
working at McDonald's, and I was like, hey, I want an apprenticeship. And they're like, do you have this much money? And I was like, oh.
What'd you do?
So I left, and I was like, oh. And then they were like, they ended up calling me back, and they were like, hey, I guess we have some really crappy apprentices.
Yeah.
You know, your stuff's like borderline okay. Why don't you come in and make us some money? And then
You were like, bet? Were you stoked?
yeah, I was pretty stoked. And then I had my daughter, and I was like working at McDonald's, so it's obviously not sustainable, you know, to
Right.
have a family and work at McDonald's.
At least you had a job, though.
I did have a job.
That's respectable.
I did.
As
did
a homeless person with a job,
I tried hard, you
Yeah.
know, because I didn't want to have.
most people deal drugs. That's their job when they're
well, I
homeless.
was trying to stay away from
Right.
being a criminal and a junkie.
I feel like there's only so many jobs you can get as a homeless person. You know what I'm saying, Cam? He has no idea what I'm saying. No. I know what you're saying.
I know. You do. Well,
But it's
I
like
mean,
deal drugs,
Window washers?
borrow money or ask
Landscaping.
money. Yeah, landscaping or like
Landscaping.
dance in the middle of the street for
Construction.
quarters.
Yeah, I did panhandle for a while.
Yeah.
and I was pretty strong at it.
Yeah.
Dude, how is it? I assume they make.
It depends. Things have changed. Like in New York City, you used to be able to make like $400 or $500 a day
Yeah.
panhandling. Now they will like spit on you.
Yeah.
They're like, get away from me, you gross human.
At best, they'll give you like a hygiene packet. It's like
Yeah.
some 60-year-old woman.
Yeah,
that-
exactly. Or like, here's a cheeseburger. We're not going
Yeah.
to give you any money.
Right.
I mean,
But
I don't want to put Logan out there, but Logan, I saw a panhandler with a sign that says, on my last leg.
And all you
I've
can
seen
do-
some
Nat
good
sent it
signs.
to
well, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's a sign.
It's all about the sign.
How clever is your sign?
Right?
Yeah.
Like I've seen like I bet you can't hit me with a quarter. That's
that-
good.
that one's amazing.
Yeah,
I would
or
throw
like
them
Make it a game, like a little
can
basketball.
I borrow your car for the weekend? Like if you make me laugh, I'm way more inclined to give you.
I also appreciate honesty.
Yeah.
If someone's like, hey,
Trying to buy
like,
heroin.
like I need money for drugs, I'm like, all right, fair enough. You're like, oh, I need money for my sick kid. You know, I'm like, whatever.
You're the sick kid.
Lying.
Right.
Yeah.
Like your kid's
don't have
dope
kids.
sick.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucked up.
Dude, I didn't think of that. That'd be rad. Like make a little basket and be like, all right, let's shoot some quarters
That
in
would be
there.
a really cool idea.
Hell yeah.
Little backboard on the chest.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not even broke and I might just go do it.
I'd throw
I'll
some
give it
change.
to whoever's
I'd
around
chuck
me.
some change.
There are
at him.
people that do that for real.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Well, at least they used to. I don't know if it is that good anymore, but panhandle because you make money.
Yeah, they're phonies.
Yeah,
they dress up. They look like
Yeah.
shit. Then end of the day, they walk to some parking lot and get in their Mercedes.
Yeah.
You've all seen the
Yeah, I've
videos.
seen
seen
those,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's rad.
But do you think there's something wrong with that?
I do for
Okay.
sure. Oh yeah, because I mean, the people because like there's like a little like there's like turf wars with homeless people
Right,
over
right.
this is my intersection.
Right.
You know,
My
because-
territory.
Yeah. So like if you have some super rich or just person that can afford food and shelter and whatever, and they're coming to a spot with all the tools to make money, you know, they got a clever sign. Like my piece of cardboard was whatever I could find.
Right.
You know, I would
It
just
was authentic.
yeah, you know, they're like they go into their house and they cut apart a box, you know, and like wear the sides, and then they write it really crafty, and then they spill some oil and coffee.
Spell
on
something
it.
wrong by
Yeah, they're like, oh
accident.
shit,
Yeah, on
I gotta
purpose.
change that.
Yeah.
And then I think it's wrong.
They're using commas. They're like, oh, stupid.
Yeah, no punctuation. Yeah, I think that's messed up.
Oh, I forgot I have kids.
See, I don't know because I'm like, they're still putting in the work.
For sure. I guess if you think about it that way, that's
I
pretty-
get it. Because when I first saw those videos, I felt deceived. And then I was like, wait, John, you don't give anyone money. So like, I'm not being deceived.
Yeah.
It's fine, you know? But I mean, they're showing up just like everyone else.
I guess if they're putting the work in, it's respectable.
Or maybe it depends on what their sales pitch is.
For sure. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe that's more fair.
Because I don't want to be lied to.
Because if they're holding the sign and they're like, I drive a Mercedes and I made this costume, I'll probably give them $1.
Mercedes won't pay itself.
That'd be pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
but I also do heroin.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm here.
That's
No,
actually,
supporters.
you know what? Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
But if they're like crying and they're like, oh, I'm homeless.
No, I
and
hate
my
this
kids-
one with the like this. Like, I'm hungry too, dude. I don't wanna,
Right.
I'm on my way home to eat. I am starving.
That's really funny. The hand gestures.
I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you're
like,
like-
just talk to me, man.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want.
Well, I mean, if you, when they come up to your window and they don't get it, like you try to like not look. You're
Well, because they're used to people not rolling down their windows,
Right.
so they have to
They just hit
get
the
the message
stare.
across
Yeah.
without,
That's a good point.
you know. So you have to figure it out so people will understand.
Right.
Cam, what's your best sad face? Like if you walked up to a car, you're doing it right now. Is that it?
I don't know.
Like what would you get if I was driving and I pulled?
I
up?
could probably pull the hungry card because how skinny I am.
So
I just
I
walk
would
around
probably
rubbing my
give you
tummy.
money because you look like a little boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I judge
I'd-
you.
I'd
I'm
kill
like,
it.
Yo, you just got a haircut.
I'd
Fuck
kill
you.
it. Yeah, I'd put-
Oh man, was it
I'd
7
kill it.
minutes?
Should we send him and Adrian out?
That would
See
be
if
I
they have the
always
more
say
that would be
money?
epic. I don't know.
The
who
Adrian looks
is,
more
but that'd be
sad
cool.
though. They're like,
he
yo,
is.
this guy's for real.
Because he is sad. He's not
down
funny.
now.
He doesn't just look like that.
Yeah,
He
no,
is.
this is depression. He wears it strong.
That'd be a fun video.
That would be a fun video.
Oh yeah.
And you
Put
guys might kill
GoPros
it.
on their head.
No, we buy like
Like
those
not
little
even hiding.
cameras.
Like huge fucking
We buy those
Duct
little
tape
cameras that have like whatever, like in the button.
Gotta make sure you drop
Oh,
us
yeah.
like in the middle of
Like
someone
the
else's
spy glasses.
territory.
That's what we need.
But you have to break them. You have to get like punched in the face.
Is he talking tattoos right now?
Sorry, got distracted with the homeless. So from Jersey,
Been tattooing for 6 years, almost.
6 years.
Say 6 years.
Wanted an apprenticeship, got denied, ended up getting one.
Yeah, it wasn't. I will say though, it wasn't that hard for me to get an apprenticeship.
Right.
I got it at the first shop that I asked at, which isn't always the case, obviously. My
Sure.
little brother went to a shop a day for a whole year and got denied
Wow.
every single time. So
I respect the shit out of that.
yeah, well now he's tattooing and he's killing it. Like
Nice.
he's doing really, really good.
Where is he, in Jersey?
Dave, right?
In Jersey, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like he was tattooing at his house and
Where in Jersey?
so he's in like the Atlantic City Ventnor area.
I might know who you're talking about. I'll have to. Yeah. Let me see.
Dave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So anyway, he's been tattooing for like a year now, year and a half.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And basically when he first started, he bought an iPad and I was like, listen, I've never really used an iPad that much and mine's broken, so I'm gonna take yours and you're gonna figure out how to draw on your own. Because honestly, when he told my family, he's like, I want to be a tattooer. We were all like, okay, we support you, but you don't really have that he's musically talented, but
Right.
not like his drawings weren't anything where you'd be like, oh, that kid's gonna do something with artwork. You know
Right.
what I mean? But he put a insane amount of time and effort into drawing, and he's doing pretty good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely see your influence in there.
Yeah, he's definitely pulls some for me. I mean, I think that's what we all do.
Yeah,
if I'm
that's
being really
cool, man.
honest, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of him because he worked hard and he didn't just grab an iPad and just trace away.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of what he does is drawn on, and that's just cool to see him go from being really shitty and being like, holy crap, I don't think you're gonna do that well, to surprising me. And he's 5 years sober too.
Nice.
So
Fuck yeah.
he just he's killing it on that.
Yeah, I was very,
front.
very surprised about how long he's been tattooing. I've been following him for a little bit now, and I really
Yeah.
like his stuff.
He's doing good. He's got a really good mentor though. His name's Billy Webb, and he's like an old guy, been tattooing for a long time, but he's
Yeah.
not one of the old guys that fell behind. You know, he's like a incredible artist.
Which happens, the fall behind thing.
Oh, for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, and especially like physically, like on the body and all that. And
Dude, I've been feeling it from just having my wallet in my pocket. And
yeah, and we're like
tattooing
30.
with my.
Some of these guys are 130 years old.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
I just tattooed this a guest artist at our shop the other day, and her boyfriend is like a kind of trad daddy tattooer, you know,
Right.
and he has pictures and tattoos from all these like old guys, and that generation's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all, like, literally one of them died, and I think the guy's name was like Pirate Sam or Sailor Phil or you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like one of those like
Like a cool name.
yeah, cool as hell,
Yeah.
like Spider, or,
Right.
you know, something crazy. But yeah, they're all that generation's gone.
Yeah.
Pretty much, you know.
There's definitely like a group out there keeping it alive, but yeah.
I was jealous. I was like, damn, I wish I had got to meet some of those
Yeah.
guys and get tattooed and just here he's got like their machines and old prints and workbooks. It's just you know, cool to collect from our, you know, whatever it is, like a job or not hobby. I'm
Right.
trying to think of a word, but it's escaping me right now.
Like
Yeah.
for our line of work? you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, like to collect what you do,
Like career
you know,
history.
yeah, our
Passion
career
stuff.
passion,
Yeah.
you know, it's just cool to collect stuff.
Historic.
Like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't even really fuck with trad, but like I respect the roots and I 100% think it should be passed on.
Yeah,
Like
for
even if
sure.
you choose not to use it, like you should know about it.
Absolutely,
You know?
100%. I think that's smart.
Because your style is most, I mean, how would you define your style? Like neo trad?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like dark neo?
So I kind of think about it as like, yeah, neo trad.
Yeah.
You know,
Like creepy shit.
But that's what people see. I feel like I got pigeonholed, you know,
Oh.
because I don't necessarily want to do that all the time. You know, like I've been painting a lot and
Yeah.
I like the Art Nouveau, Muka, you know,
Yeah.
stuff. Like that is where if I could
you
change.
just did that painting. It was like Muka
Yeah,
style.
it
with the
was
hair.
basically he did like a seasons where it's like winter,
Yep,
so you
I know
know,
exactly
all
what you're
those.
talking about.
So I'm gonna do them with Grim Reaper.
Nice.
You know, and but I love his style and like that painting. If you look at it, there's no black. You know, the painting
Yeah.
I did, there's no black. It's all brown lines, and it's just so cool. You know,
Right.
and yeah, I feel like I would. People think of me as like doing certain things, and that's cool because I like doing that stuff too. But I'd like to do more, you know,
Yeah.
or like change it up.
Yeah.
you know. But I
No,
can't
get-
complain.
Dude, I totally get that. I felt like I was getting trapped in a style too. And that's like when I started to do like the castles, you know, to like, yeah, to try and like really pushed it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to fucking do some other things.
Yeah,
You know?
other things besides the castles, or more than, or just like
No,
take it
I
to
was
the next
actually
level?
doing more of like dark neo, like neo with like a lot, like realism shading kind of,
Yeah,
or realism.
yeah,
And it was fun, but it's like so much goes into it, and I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
get a lot done, and the sleeves end up taking forever, and they cost a lot of money.
Sure.
And I was like, yo, it'd be cool to do, and I wasn't really doing line work a lot, and I was like, I want to do
on the realistic pieces, or
Yeah.
just
in the neo, you know.
yeah.
So
I like that though. I really like that. It almost reminds me of like a dark Russian, like,
yeah.
you know, like those buildings or whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. I think that's.
But just to like break it up,
Yeah,
like cool,
for sure.
like it's almost the opposite of realism in a lot of factors.
Yeah.
I can kind of change it up. Like a good week for me is when I have like 2 castles, 3 realism things, or like 2 realism things, a neo thing, a couple castles, rather than just like all the same thing.
straight
the whole
portraits
week.
or
Yeah.
realism stuff. Yeah, for sure. I like doing portraits too. I
Yeah.
just don't get to do them that often, and I don't think I'd have fun doing them every single day. I would
Yeah.
probably lose my mind, but I definitely would enjoy doing them, like, you know, once a month or a couple times, because it's fun to just break it up, like you said,
Yeah.
just do something other than what you do. And I think it probably can help you.
Yeah, and it's weird when you start doing things outside of your style, because like I know once in a while, whether it's like friends or family, they just want something that's not typically what I do.
Sometimes that's the worst.
And then sometimes I
it's
feel like I
awesome.
like crush it.
Yeah, no.
But then I'm like, should I post this? Because
Oh,
if
yeah.
I post it, I'm gonna have to do more of these.
Yeah, you
know,
know.
or at least request
you have to get requests. For
Yeah,
sure.
and it's like, am I about to introduce this,
It's such a big,
to the public or whatever?
Yeah, it's what you post is what you get.
Right.
For the most part.
Right, like, oh, I saw this on your Instagram. Like, I want one of these.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's definitely been times where I post and I was like, well, I don't do those.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a favor.
I don't know why I posted it. I had a moment of weakness. My little brother stole my phone.
What about you, Cam? You're pretty new. What style do you feel like you're gravitating towards, or
definitely like black work right now.
are you happy with it?
I love black work. It's
Why?
so fun.
Because it's easy? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of it's fairly simple. It was pretty. I kind of liked it for like being early in my career. It's pretty like straightforward. If your black's here, you whip from this point to another point.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much like just that.
No, there's a nice like
there's
technical pattern to
and
it.
it is like a giant like gray area. There's a lot of different things you can do in black work. Like you can have something like 3-round liner black work, and then the next day you can do something with like an 18-round liner, super bold outline.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it.
Sometimes like the lines of black work or like
Make
the
or break
term.
the tattoo.
No.
Wait.
Just let me finish my sentence. It's like a broad statement. Like sometimes,
Yeah.
like to me, what's like dark, black and gray neo, people are like, oh, that's black work.
Yeah, it's
or like
super gray.
blackouts, they're like, oh, that's black work.
I've been trying to get into some black work stuff lately. I don't know if you ever saw the stuff that I posted. It's like that sumagashi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but do you know what that is?
No.
It's like this like
But like the snake or no?
no, it's like a marbled. It's like a Japanese style.
Oh, it's like what
yeah,
Dan,
yeah,
what
yeah,
Dan
yeah.
just did. Yeah.
And
Almost like that liquid lettering type
yeah,
stuff.
where it's like it'll just be like a blackout with just like
I think
droopy
Suminagashi.
stuff, and I mixed it with some neo stuff, and no one. I thought it was so cool, and no one gave a shit about it.
It's almost like when you use the liquefy tool.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's basically that. I wasn't that smart. That would be cool.
Oh, you're exactly.
Yeah, I definitely drew them all out, but yeah, that stuff's really cool. I love
is.
looking at that.
We've talked about that a lot. Like I like that style of black work because I feel like I'm fucking up your body.
Oh, yeah.
And it like has this like trash demented.
But it's purposeful.
So I have a feeling about that though. So I don't really enjoy people. I know this might be a little controversial, but I don't like it when people get black work without having tattoos underneath it.
Interesting.
like a blackout without covering anything.
Yeah, like
I might be wrong. I might just be making this up, but it seems like that's kind of how it started. Is to like cover up stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Right?
how I think of it. Like most of the people that I know are tattooers with really, really shitty tattoos.
Right.
And they're like, I don't want this anymore.
It's just like a blast over.
Yeah. So you get a cool black arm out of it, which
Yeah.
I think is cool. But I've seen some people go like full body suits. And I guess that's okay. But I don't know. I've seen a lot of people just go straight blacked out. I'm like,
You could at least try to put some under.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I
'Cause you're, like,
agree
young
with.
and
I do agree with.
You think
Ben
you
on that.
should? All right. Let's say I'm like, yo, I want to black out my arm, and I have nothing.
You have no other tattoos.
No, and I'm like, so that's what you're saying, right?
Well, I'm not. I mean, I
Well,
guess
he's
I'm kind of
saying-
now that I'm saying it out loud. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I guess like if you're getting like a whole body, like a whole body crazy blackout suit, like cool. I
Yeah,
think
that's like the look you're going
interesting.
for.
Right.
But I feel like it's become such like a mainstream thing, like getting like a shitty word under your eye.
Yeah.
Like some kid came to us the other day, no tattoos on his body, probably as old as you, and wanted 3 solid black stars underneath his eye.
Wow.
We were like, no.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna ruin your fucking life,
Right.
You know. And I feel like
You should have just ruined his life.
we should, yeah. you need a lesson. Sir. No,
we're gonna
maybe,
teach you.
I'll
maybe
give you 1 star because I like you.
Yeah, right. But I feel like it's just become a like the next cool thing. So
Yeah.
you know, which is cool for us because we get to do,
Yeah.
you know. But
I would agree with you where like I do kind of prefer, especially the blackout styles that show the negative space. I prefer it to be over something like
I
a
love
blast
that
over.
look.
I think blast overs are tough as
I
fuck.
do too. I think it looks.
I'm like,
really cool.
hey, this guy makes bad decisions.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. I get along
Or
with you.
girl, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, because it's tough. You know, you see, especially with the younger generation, I guess it's admiration. Like, hey, I see these blackouts and they're cool.
For sure.
And like, I just want to skip to that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And typically they get a better end product.
Yeah, I guess they're getting what they're gonna get no matter what. You
Yeah.
know, like if you don't have to go through getting a really shitty tattoo.
It'd be funny though if we like created a movement where that's what you had to do.
You had to get
It's like,
a
listen,
whole-
you can't just go right to blackouts. You got to get some shit bangers.
Just like,
That'd be
you
pretty
just like
cool.
hand them off to the
You know?
apprentice real quick. You're like,
yeah,
see
you
in
got to
2
get a
weeks.
whole arm of shit.
yeah, and they're like, well, whatever, just do whatever you want. You fill it up with, with
Yeah, just fuck around.
Yeah.
and then you can get your blackout.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe I don't hate it as much as I thought I did. I just like think that it makes sense. Like to me, the reason why I would get a blackout is because I don't like what I have on my
Right.
arm, you
Right.
know? Because if I had fresh skin, I would get something super dope. You know,
Right.
look, not saying that that's not super cool, but I would go a different.
You think there's
route.
cooler options out there
For
than just
me,
straight to
for me, I
blackout,
would
yeah.
go get.
Like you're
a
following a trend, I think is what initially you're trying
Yeah.
to
I guess, yeah. But I was just, if I had an open space, like I have a lot of bad tattoos. I think like 85% of my body is bad tattoos. And if
Right.
I could go backwards and have open skin, I would go to the best I could and get really nice sleeves
Yeah, I agree.
before I would black out, you know. Now I want to black my stuff out because I hate it.
Yeah, I only am considering blackouts on like body parts that have tattoos I want to cover. There's no like open part of my body that I'm like, oh, I should just black it
I
out.
think that's what I mean too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just black stuff out for the sake of it. I
Yeah.
just want to do it because it will look better.
Then what you
And because
have.
I do like the way a blackout looks, you know.
Cam, you thinking of black anything out?
Maybe a leg. I really like that.
Damn,
like,
you're
I
gonna
like
say
that,
that?
trashy blackout kind of
Yeah, the
stuff. Where
scratchy stuff.
Yeah, where you see what's under it a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Who you fucking over, Nate, Oscar, or Dan from No Man?
Not my lower
Say
leg,
it out
my
loud.
thigh.
Your thigh? So Nate,
We're not gonna say names, Danny.
you have fire everywhere on your leg.
I do have a lot of really good work. I'm very lucky.
It's very
Yeah.
lucky.
Very lucky to apprentice here.
2 seconds.
Poster child for sick.
Because all these dudes would tell me about how like they hate their tattoos. So I was like, I'm gonna take my time with this.
Yeah, I'm jealous of people like you, honestly. I see a lot
Cam?
of not of him. I'm not jealous of
These are
him.
like people that like take their time to get their tattoos.
The only thing darker than my humor is the ink. And unlike Cam, it's easy to work with. If you want to produce quality tattoos, you need to get some of this stuff. Go to allegoryink.com. Use discount code unemployable for 20% off.
Threatened, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? You know, but and I hate to say it because I don't like thinking of myself as someone that's like that.
No, I know,
You
but
what I
like
mean?
I'm with you. I can't think of another reason they would get upset. Like who
Yeah,
the fuck
because,
cares?
Because for me, I tattoo a lot of new tattooers, and
Right.
they all look up to me, and I'm like, listen, you shouldn't look up to me. I'm a horrible person, but I appreciate it, and I'm like, you know, anything I can do to help you and make this easier, just let me know.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's just it doesn't have to be so much animosity. And I was guilty of it too for a little bit. But again, I think in the beginning it was because I was really new and threatened by
Yeah.
another artist doing something that seemed similar to my stuff, you know. But there's plenty of clients to go around,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, so the topic we're talking about is copying art. Are there times it's okay? Is it never okay? And how does that translate into the tattoo world? Have you ever dealt with anything like that? Mm-hmm. Has anyone copied your work this early on? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, the dagger I just did on Steph.
Yeah.
Somebody did that.
And it was a custom design?
Yeah, I drew that ballpoint, remember?
Yeah, I do remember,
did
actually.
months to draw that fucking thing.
Did you call him out?
No, I didn't. I felt good about it.
Good for you.
I felt
That's
good. I
good
thought
for
it was
you.
kind of like honorable, like to be someone very early in their career to have somebody else copy my stuff.
Like you took it as a compliment.
Yeah.
That's
I saw like, oh, they saw my design, they really liked it, which is good. That means if like I pump out more stuff similar to this, more people will like it, you know.
means you're doing something right.
Have you
Yeah.
ever copied someone else's work?
Of course, you have to as an
I'm
apprentice.
so happy you didn't lie to me. I was about to rip you in my head. And to be
I have,
honest,
like, absolutely-
I've never seen you copy.
I try not to.
I haven't.
I'm trying
but
not to.
if you said no, I knew you were
Yeah,
lying.
I mean, as an apprentice, at least like in the time like I'm in the industry, it's very competitive right now. I need a lot of references. I need to know like what's popping. I need to know like what's good, you know.
I think the other thing too about the difference between someone that was tattooing 10 or 15 years ago to someone that's tattooing 5 and under years is my generation of like 6 years to 0 years, we have Instagram.
Yeah,
Where like beyond that, you had to take pictures, put it in a book, you know,
Like a lot more work.
well, and
kind
it
of.
was also, I feel like, a few and far between. Like I can look at anybody's stuff right now and see what they use, what kind of machine they use, what kind of ink,
Right.
how they do it, everything. And they probably have videos and pictures and everything. Whereas if I wanted to know, like 15 years ago, what you were doing, you were either in a magazine or I'd have to go to your shop, or, you know, it was a
Yeah.
lot harder to
like
get the
maybe buy a
information.
reference book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't the same. Like, I feel like now it's just
The information
you can be influenced differently.
It's
you
way
know?
easier, like more like accessible by me.
Yeah,
like
I
I
think-
can't scroll through Instagram without seeing a tattoo now.
Yeah. I think that might be making it like the references are easier.
Sure. Yo,
know.
but people get rowdy on the internet.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Over copying.
I worked
sure.
I worked with a guy that he was like a 30-year tattooer,
Right.
maybe 25 or something. Incredible tattooer, horrible person, but great tattooer.
Yeah.
And anytime a tattooer would copy his stuff, the person could be a week into tattooing, he would go on a tirade of like trying to rip this person's soul out of their body.
Yeah, and I don't understand that. Like what benefit? Like what are you trying to achieve out of humiliating this person?
He was threatened.
He was threatened.
He is the type of person, like I worked in a shop with him, and my followers, like I don't know how it happened. I went from like 10,000 to 100,000 in a year.
I remember, yeah.
It just happened.
I remember that.
There was nothing more that I did.
You couldn't
except-
trace it back to anything?
Dude, I made that shank sheet. I painted this shank sheet
Yeah.
of like shanks and
That-
prison tattoo machines.
That was it.
And it just got like 30,000
I remember
likes.
that actually. Yeah.
And then from that point on, everything that I did, as long as I posted once a day at a certain time, would get an insane amount of likes.
Yeah.
And then people kept reposting and reposting, and people didn't like it. People were like, "Oh, you must be buying followers." But if I was buying followers, I wouldn't have the likes that I have.
right, the engagement was
Yeah.
there.
If you're buying followers, you'll have 300,000 followers, but you'll have
Like 100 likes.
100 likes.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have that. I had a stupid amount of comments, and it's drastically dropped off this year, though. I think Instagram did something or something.
Their
They're always
algorithm
changing,
sucks, dude.
yeah.
Because literally a year ago went from insane to nothing. But anyway, that guy didn't like the fact that he had been tattooing forever. Took him forever to build his style.
Yeah.
And then I came to his shop with more followers and was doing a similar style.
That was up north?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he just couldn't handle having someone else that was doing good in his own shop. And he had
Yeah.
like when I left that shop, I had like 12 to 13 other tattooers, good tattooers, hit me up like a AA group. They're like, "Listen, I know you just left this guy's shop. Are you okay? He was mentally abusive to me, or,
Yeah.
or this or that." He
Wow,
wasn't
like a survivor's group.
Dude, seriously, it was really, really rough. But
Yeah.
he didn't do any of that to me. He talked all behind my back.
Right.
Would never say it to my face.
So he was
Luckily.
cool about it.
He was yeah, right. He had nothing to say to me personally until I confronted him at the end. I was like, "Dude, we had a shared assistant, and the assistant didn't like him because he was doing shitty things to people."
Yeah.
And she had been with him for a long time and saw the stuff that he was doing, and she would tell me, she's like, "Hey, this guy's saying this about you, saying that." So finally I was like, "Dude, listen, like, fucking just talk to me." You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, if you have something to say, don't go around and spread little rumors all over the place. Just say, "Hey, this is how I feel, and maybe we can get through it, maybe we can't, but at least be a grown up and just talk to me." you
Yeah,
know?
it's tough. Was he saying that you were biting his shit?
So the funny thing is when I went to that shop, I had a problem at another shop. So basically, when I left Borrowed Time, when
Yeah.
I left here, I went up north to go work for a good tattoo shop, you
Nice.
know. And I'd been tattooing for 2 years, so I was like, okay, great, I get to work with people that I look up to.
Yeah, you were stoked, right?
After about, I don't know, like 3 months, my followers jumped almost to or higher than they had. And
Is this during that escalation process of the following?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
During this 1 year period of where my Instagram just kind of blew up. And at first, it wasn't the artist, it was the artist girlfriend who was just like a stay-at-home girl that was just lurking and just being like, "This looks like it. You use this color that's the same." And like
Oh,
just
wow.
going off.
Oh.
And then it started some stuff in the shop. And then it started spreading with her bullshit, you know. And then finally it came to a head. So I left that shop.
Like she was just picking apart.
Yeah. So for instance, I did
like a girl going through your phone.
Exactly.
She was like
You're gonna
looking
find
for
something.
stuff.
So what was the start of it is I did a spider rose, like a rose that was with spider legs, and she said that was her boyfriend's thing. That he did it and I was copying him. Like he created the spider rose idea.
Well, she would know since she's an artist, right?
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I was like, you have nothing better to do but just sit at home
Fucking
and lurk,
lurking piece of shit. Dude, I hate the shop lurkers, dude.
Dude, it sucks.
If you're gonna lurk, like be a hype person in a positive way.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, just that negativity doesn't do anything for anybody, Like there was one point at that shop, that first shop, where the owner of the shop talked to me and he was like, hey, I did this too when I was in the beginning, like
Did what to?
copying or something.
Like insinuating that you're doing that?
Yeah,
Like
basically.
gave you a dad talk? Like
Kind of.
Liz and
Like-
Bud.
like-
We've all been there.
it almost was like a dad talk, and I was like, I don't necessarily agree, but okay, I hear you. I'll try and do
Right.
better. You know what I mean? And then
Like open-minded.
I feel like her nonsense just crept through and
Just
and, like,
leaked into his brain.
dude, and just festered, and it just got out of control. So after I left that shop, I went to this other shop with another dark neo-trad reputable artist, and well, I should say he has a very bad reputation. He doesn't have a good reputation,
But the art's there.
The art's there, and he was like, "Oh, that's bullshit. That copying stuff, like nonsense. Like you didn't do that. You're awesome. Like I'd love to have you here." And then within 3 months, he started on saying like, "Oh, you're using the same colors, doing kind of the same designs." He was just, at the end of the day, he was threatened by having someone else that was doing good.
Yeah.
Like at its simplest.
See, I don't fucking get that. Like, if you're at a shop and everyone kind of has the same style and you're all crushing it, the shop's just going to become known for that style and you're just going to get all these clients.
Dude, so-
like it's only helpful. Even if a shop opens next to a shop, like everyone thinks that's a bad thing.
No.
It's not. It's actually a great thing. The area becomes known for
More
tattoos.
people are coming to the tattoo
like
shop.
it becomes a location for that.
Our shop right now, the shop that I work at, it's called Sunshine State Tattoo.
Right. Amazing shop.
Yeah, we all, I think at least 4 of us. It's me, Euless, Blair, Randy, who's RB Tattoos,
Yeah.
and Tyler. We all do neo-trad.
Right.
And we all share clients.
Yeah.
And we also, like, there's times where they'll be like, listen, I don't have a girl head drawn. And I'll be like, oh, I got one. And I send it to them.
Yeah.
And they use my girl head, or I don't have a skeleton hand and I take it from them. We literally trace over each other's stuff and tattoo it on people all the time.
I think that's cool.
And we
I know
trade-
some people are going to say that's like incestual.
I think that's cool.
dude, it's awesome because
think
you're
that's
just
cool.
learning.
Yeah,
that
that just shows that you're in a good
and it's like
environment.
the client is getting the powers of all the artists.
Yeah, it's practically a
Dude,
collab
It's
piece.
a collab. And we say it all the time.
Pretty gnarly.
Like Randy and I do it all the time. I'll ask him to help me, and he'll ask me to like draw a snake for him.
Yeah.
and we'll be like, oh, it's a collab now.
Yeah.
and it just. It's positive. We're all doing really good and getting better, and no one's just stagnant and going backwards.
As a client, I'd be stoked if I like heard something like that.
they're all happy.
Yeah.
no one's
About as
mad
an
about
artist.
it.
As an artist, I think it's cool as a younger artist. But like, even if I was a client and I was like, you asked him for the snake, and he's known for doing snakes, so now I know you're like really trying to give me the best tattoo you could give me.
Yeah, it's just a good vibe. We have a good vibe shop. It's because no one's ego is too much. We all know we suck. We have no idea what we're doing, and we're just trying to help.
We're just
each
happy
other.
to be here.
Yeah, we're just happy to be here and do tattoos on people for money.
Yeah. I like that, man. And like,
Yeah.
I'll vibe a lot, especially with the people here in the front room, and like get suggestions and take, give suggestions and take suggestions. I feel like that's the whole point of a shop. Otherwise, like open a fucking private studio.
Yeah, be alone. And I agree.
But I just, dude, I hate it and I can't stand it. Like, I was telling you before, like, were you here with the face thing? I don't know. I don't care. So I was over here and like I'm tattooing, and artist we had before had this client come in, and like dude walks in and has the exact castle tattoo that I did on your face on the same side. And we'll have to get a close up so we could see, because obviously Ben's looks way better than this kid's. But it was like a moon whatever, but it was flipped the wrong way. So it was like backwards, and at the time we were talking about like copying people's work, but it was verbatim the exact tattoo I did on your face.
Yeah, line
on
for
this
line.
line for line, bro.
They took a picture of my face and
Right, and then
out.
like I'm left like with a decision. It's like I can call this kid out. He might not even know that I originally designed it.
That is true. I never thought about that.
I could embarrass him. I could ask the artist that did it. But it's like, what's the
what's the
point, bro?
Yeah, what it's like? What are you trying to get out of it? Like, you know,
I don't think there is.
Yeah,
anything
what
get out of it.
to what end?
yeah. What's your benefit? So you
Do
can
I
make
need
someone-
this kid to apologize to me?
Yeah.
Or like, what the fuck
You
is
must
it?
be pretty low if you need that, you
Bro,
know?
and it's like I kind of just like felt bad almost for him that he had a backwards tattoo on his face. But like I didn't get upset or like I didn't give a shit. You
Yeah.
know, like we kind of laughed about it after he left.
Sure, yeah.
More about it being backwards.
Yeah.
Now I know also the argument comes into play where it's like, well, let's say it was exactly the same. Like it was facing the same way. It was well done.
Yeah.
You could argue, well, hey John, you know, I wanted a custom tattoo from you, and now it's, you know, it's not custom. It's out
sure.
there. Someone else has that. That I understand, and I don't think anyone here is saying we agree you can copy something exactly.
Yeah.
Right? No one's,
That's not,
no one's
that's not
saying
at
that.
all what I'm trying to say.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Just to make that clear. But at the same time, even with like me seeing that, like someone copying it exactly, you know, I'm not gonna fucking call them
Ruin your
out.
fucking day.
Bro, I just don't see a point. Especially if it was like a new tattooer that did it.
Yeah.
Like what, I'm gonna blow, you know, this kid out of the water. Like let's say Cam did it. And I like post and I'm like, yo, fuck Cam. Like he's a copier, you know, he's biting off my shit. All it does is it hurts Cam.
You could potentially ruin that kid's life.
Makes me look like a fucking
It
idiot.
makes you look like
Yeah.
a grumpy old head.
Right. And it makes me look insecure.
Yeah, I think.
I might need more time to think about this, but like as I've thought about it, as we were saying, the only way that makes sense is if the person is threatened.
Sure.
Like I'm scared I'm gonna lose clients because of this. I'm scared you're gonna do it better than me. Like I don't see a positive reaction to that.
I
well,
think-
it's just not right. It's fuck you. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
I mean, I feel like,
down.
you know, if like, it would just make me want to do like more and better. Be like, all right,
Yeah.
I just need to do something. I mean, I don't know. It's also flattering, you know,
Yeah, I just mean in the sense of like calling
calling
others
a person out and ruining their.
Even the client, you can fuck with
I'll
the client.
teach
Like, they'll be
you.
like, yo, isn't that your picture on this guy's page?
Like when is it your job? Like when did someone come up to you and they're like, "Hey, listen, it's your responsibility to teach everyone in the tattoo career lessons.
Yeah.
You're the lesson teacher. So if anyone breaks rules, embarrass them." Like, no, dude.
I feel like at the very least, like if you feel so compelled to reach out to that person, be like, hey, you know, I don't know. I feel like they're instead of doing it that way, you could private message and try and positively turn it around somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would think to do that
Right.
right now.
Yeah, because
but-
I would think there'd be a limit. Like, yo, this is the second or third piece that you've copied from me.
Yeah.
There
so
is.
maybe at that point, if you have someone that's line for line copying designs over and over again,
Yeah, that
and you would reach out to them and be like, listen, like I
see
know,
you.
I see what you're doing here. You know, I understand you're just learning. You know, maybe try to take that design and do something different with it to make it more of your own,
Right.
or something.
Well, we've seen a bunch of different people handle that situation in different regards. Obviously, we've all seen the person that calls out, belittles, embarrass, makes it about them, you know, whatever. I've also seen like Mosh Cow kind of make a joke of it and almost in,
I love how he
in like a
does
light
it.
way. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
He'll like post everyone that copies it, and it's obviously a not as good version.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure he did like a whole merch line of the copy tattoo.
no, he does the
Hilarious.
thing where he like posts it and he goes like healed photo.
Yeah, yeah. It's just funny.
It's not.
He's not destroying that.
It's just
He's
funny,
making light of
and
it.
then like
doesn't tag him.
right, and he's even given permission for everyone to copy his work.
He's like,
Yeah.
please do it.
You know?
because I think it also comes down to the fact that like for you, it's like whoever's copying your stuff isn't doing it as good.
Yeah.
Like in his case,
That's
too.
not always true, but
No,
in his
not
case,
always
it is.
true.
I've had
but
some Russian dudes or women literally hit me up and be like, dude, I did your design. What do you think? And it's fucking incredible.
okay, that's cool though. But they're asking you like, what do you think? You know,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Have ever done that to you, or they hit you up and they're like, hey, what do you think about this design that I did? Have you ever had that?
Once
I
or
have.
twice, but it's only if I do Neo stuff.
Okay.
It's never.
The realism or black.
No, actually, the castles a couple times.
Because I feel like I've had some people from like Mexico area or like Russia, and
Yeah.
they're the ones that usually like be like, what do you think? And
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, looks sweet.
Yeah.
I guess.
Will you post it?
Yeah.
tag me.
Yeah, but man, dude, I just fucking hate those high horse artists that like. I can't say it enough. I hate those people.
Well, I had it happen the other day where the TikTok video.
Oh, yeah.
So
What's up with that?
I did I started doing these like eyeball chrysanthemums.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people liked them, so I did more of them. And it kind of like is not a thing, but it's just something I like to do. Plenty of people do eyeballs in flowers and
Right.
but I just did chrysanthemums, whatever. So anyway, the first one that I drew and painted, I guess this girl copied and she made a TikTok video of it where she puts the stencil on, peels the stencil off, you can see the design, and then does 2 lines and the girl taps out.
Right.
And it went viral. It got like millions and millions of views.
Do you think it was a staged thing? Like, was there a message behind the video, or it was?
No,
just,
it was just like client tap. I'm pretty sure it was just client taps out after.
Yeah, she was probably
2
hoping to
seconds.
get a sick video of the tat. Didn't get
Well,
it.
because
TikTotism.
She has other. She has other videos too that are of tattoos or whatever
That she completed.
But I had literally.
Do you know this person?
Have no idea who it is.
Right.
So it was a skit, essentially, right?
No, I'm pretty sure they
knows?
were trying to get a good video.
Listen,
out
you
of it.
can't. Don't spend too much mental
No, wrong.
on TikTok.
Yeah, no.
Just it is what it is.
We know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But yeah, so I had like.
You can't ask why.
I'm trying to find it so I can show it to
I should
you.
know better.
Right.
Because it did get a stupid amount of.
So you saw. Did someone send it to you, or you
Yeah,
just
so
saw
that was the point of what I'm trying to say is about, I would say at least like 300 people plus commented on it and hit me up and were like, look what this person did.
The
you know?
mob. The
Yeah,
mob
the
came for
mob.
you.
And they were intense, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I commented on the thing and I was like, sweet.
Yeah. Yo, the mob's dangerous,
Dude, it's super dangerous.
You got to be careful. They'll like sway how you feel about stuff.
It's
Like
scary.
I'll wake up depressed because that's how I always wake up, you know? And sometimes like we do something, especially with like the videos, and the mob hits me in the morning. Sometimes the mob leaks into the shop. Like Kyla joins the mob sometimes. You know what? Adrian. and they're like, hey John, in case you didn't already know, you should feel bad because this happened on the internet, you know? And it's like,
It's this middle video right there. So almost 5 million likes.
oh, this is like line for line your tattoo.
Oh, it's exactly the same.
And the stencil's
It's got 2 fingers on it.
Has
really
your signature
bad.
in the bottom.
Yeah.
It says, ugh, this is going to be so sick. And then this face. Did you see?
Pretty gnarly.
That was the Tat Gods. They're like, this is a line for line copy design.
Your client's tapping.
And they made the client tap out.
Yeah.
The tattoo hurts so
That
much
actually, you know what? That is pretty hilarious. But yeah,
You should remake that video.
I should see. It'd probably get 3 likes. No one will care about it.
Well, it's cool having the mob sometimes with and against you because people have gone after us and we've had to do nothing.
Yeah.
Our mob, who doesn't even consist of our people here, because we do. you
Yeah.
know, we get fun in it.
Right.
But they'll just fight for us, and we're like, oh, you didn't
But
even
on
do
your
that.
on the videos, on your
yeah,
guys'
like
videos.
because people call
I
us
love
out all
your
the time.
videos.
Thanks,
I didn't
dude.
realize how funny you were until I started watching. I was like, wow, this is hilarious.
I've never seen you smile before. I mean, you don't smile in the videos, but
And they're all super real. Like that's all. Like almost probably all of them I've been through at one point in time.
That's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We want the things that I laugh the hardest about are things that are real.
Yeah.
Especially when it's embarrassing things I thought no one else did. things I thought no one else went through, and maybe they're just regular, not embarrassing. Maybe it's like things I go through all the fucking time
Don't want to talk about it.
that I just didn't have the words to explain what it was, you know? Like, it's just, and I like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it brings a good crowd because it does have like the satire. It is, you know, a little bit more like edgy. It's not as woke all the time. And,
Yeah.
and just kind of like bringing in that crew. But we have had all kinds of people attack us.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
You can't get a lot of love without getting
Even more hate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
it just,
gonna say
it just
even more
doesn't
hate.
exist that way.
Yeah, and it was funny, and I've told this story before, but like when we started doing it, you know, I would like communicate with some of my friends about, hey, I'm going to try to do this to like build awareness of the shop.
Sure.
Posted a first video, the 10% smaller video. And it went crazy, but in a bad way. Like everyone hated me, dude. They're like, you're giving away tattoo secrets, you know? And,
That's what it was. People.
yeah.
Like,
Artists
you're-
came after us.
Bro, and it's like tattooing secrecy is part of the tradition. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you've been tattooing 1 year. Like, you started on an iPad. You don't even know what a coil machine is. All your products are vegan. Like, I fucking hate you, you know? And like, and so I'm like talking to my boy, and he's like, nah, like, he's like, all attention's good attention. I'm like, yeah, that's easy to say. You have like 5 million likes, like people actually liked it. I just have 5 million people mad at me. Like, it's hard to say that when all the attention you've gotten is hate, you know?
for sure.
Which I think fueled it, because now like we do a video and we're gonna post one this week, so keep your eyes tuned. Where like I already know before we post it that like people are gonna get upset, and I get excited
Before we post it, as soon as I stop recording, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, this.
I mean, this week is fire, dude. Yeah. But we got a couple. Like, I just got banned on Facebook last month. Yeah. And I don't regret it. Like, it was funny.
Really?
We'll get it back, or we always do. I mean,
amazing.
we might.
But now
not
we
get
know
it back.
that Facebook is a lot more sensitive, but they're also the big hitters. So
Right,
we
right.
have to be.
Got to find.
I mean, the tipping video, everyone got mad. Yogi Barrett got really mad.
Yeah.
But that was like a mob thing. Like, here's the thing. Like, when we post, like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know.
You're self-aware.
Yeah, I know I'm going to piss people off. And, like, if people get upset, I'm not going to, like, call that person out. Because, like, I know what I did.
Yeah.
You know, I know I put an upsetting
But it's
video.
like comedian, you know, like
Right.
you can't really get. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't get mad at Dave Chappelle or someone like that. He's just bringing light to funny things, you know.
Yeah, and we've heard, like, comedians talk about that, like, because everything's streaming, everything is everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll say, like, if you don't like it, don't come to my show, right? But at the same time, it's streaming, it's recorded, people put it out there for everyone to
You
see,
see it no matter what.
and it happens.
Yeah, for sure.
And it definitely happens.
But it doesn't have to affect you.
Correct.
You
Correct. Which kind of plays into what you're saying. Like, you get more attention. Sometimes it's like beneficial. You
Yeah.
know, everyone reposting, sharing this, that. Of course, it's going to
Bad or
hit some
good,
people.
but yeah.
Yeah, and there's even been times where we made a video that I didn't think was offensive and offended a lot of people. Like, we didn't have a female actress one time.
Oh, I saw.
So we put a wig on Logan.
I saw.
And he was just supposed to be a girl. Like, use your imagination. And everyone's like, that's transphobic.
Yo, I made like a hideous face when I saw him, and somebody duetted the
yeah.
video.
Well, that's because you actually are transphobic, but no, but it wasn't about that at all. It was like, yo,
it's like what people made it to be
You're
about.
reading
Yeah.
into shit.
That was not the
wrong way.
point of the video.
They're like, oh,
Yeah.
tattooers hate trans. It's like, no, that's not what we were filming.
yeah, it's a catfish video.
Yeah.
I think I'm not even. I don't
Yeah,
even
that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah. It was using Tinder to get clients.
Yeah,
is
which
the
like
thing.
everyone's done.
Yeah.
And if you haven't explored marketing enough.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Turn every stone.
What's that?
You gotta just do every way so you can get people to your shop. And like, I actually saw some of the artists here doing it. They were explaining. I'm like, that's a video. Everything stems from real shit,
Right.
A real situation, a real marketing ploy. I'm like, that's hilarious. Because
Bro, even last week, I was like, oh, I wanted to make a video about what happened to that artist. Call that artist real quick just so he can run us through the situation. Like, that's 90% of the videos.
yeah.
Well, the client came in and then he wanted to help, and you know, we made that help video.
Trying to hold his wife down. I'm like, you're making this worse. But everything
Right.
stems from something real. And that's why it's fun to film. and fun to make.
Yeah.
And send
But
them
I
out
don't.
there.
What I don't understand is these like huge tattooers. You know, like people that have no reason to be threatened, as far as client, making money, supporting family or themselves, established. They're good at art. Like, why are those people
They're the ones
calling
with
out?
the biggest opinions.
Yeah.
You know, like, cause I don't know why, but it's like celebrities, you know.
Do
what I
they
mean?
like feel like, oh, I'm like big enough where I have a voice and I need to exercise
I
that?
think sometimes too, like the amount, like how popular they are, like influences the ego
Yeah.
to being like, oh, I'm important enough to change things, you know, when, you know, I feel like just because like someone smaller or with less followers, they wouldn't make as much of a wave, you know,
Or, like,
what I
any
mean?
impact at
Yeah,
all.
no one would even hear them, but like a big time person. And I think it's also just jumping on trends because like I feel like a lot of people see stuff online, see stuff that celebrities say on the news, and they're like,
Yeah.
okay, that's where I need to go, without actually like making their own like real decision about it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
just, they're like, oh, my friends are doing this. My mom says it's good. Like, that's how I think too, you know, without like really forming their own belief over things.
I also think, not using anybody's name in specific, but when they go after us and they try to be the voice of reason, thinking that maybe there's already a stigma behind the tattoo industry, and I want to be like, oh no, it's not really like that, but you're losing sight of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And it's a joke, and that's not who we really are.
Yeah, just comedy on real life
Yeah.
things that
Yeah.
we're just saying, hey, this happens in a tattoo shop all the time.
But it could be too, like, because we've had a couple people attack us and then they blow up from attacking us.
That too.
Which, like, I kind of respect, you know?
Yeah, whatever you can do.
Like, I take a side in the video because it's more fun that way.
For sure.
And then they take the opposing side and then they get all the following of the opposing side. And it works best when I take the side of the underdog.
For sure.
You know, like, especially the tipping video. You know, because it's like, cool, I have some of America, you have everywhere else, you know, especially the countries that don't tip.
Yeah.
But even in those situations, it's like, I'm just curious, like, where are the motives?
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the energy.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy to go debate.
Yeah.
I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I if I see something that's like borderline offensive to me, I just don't feel the need to go and do that. I just don't care, you know?
And we don't fight back either.
I don't know if I've like ever, I can't remember a time I've gone on the internet and seen something and been like, I'm really offended.
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people
I'm gonna
go
comment.
online and they go on there and they see things and they're like, oh, I'm going to start a comment war on this. you
Yeah.
know? Or they actually see something like, oh my God, I can't. My wife does it. She does it sometimes. And
stir some shit
and I'm
up.
like, Aaron, you cannot do stuff like this. You know, there's a lot of like, I try
Right.
to tell her like, if you have an opposing view, you're going to get some shit on
Yeah.
these videos. And I'm like, well, I don't understand why you have to do that. But I think she's just bored.
No, and I get that, and there's even artists in here that do it, and like, cool, if that's fun for you, go ahead. I don't
Yeah.
care. It's just not fun for me, and I don't mean like when I say like I haven't seen anything that offended me. It's more like I just don't care. Like I've never experienced that where I've seen something, you know, on the internet that evoked such emotion that I feel like I needed to like present action
It's like
behind it.
you're giving someone so much power over your own life and
Yeah,
thought, where it's
maybe
like,
that's probably what it is.
you know,
Because like, especially like in recovery, that's like one of the first fucking things you learn.
yeah, I
is,
think
like-
that's part of what it is
Yeah.
with you. Because
Yeah.
I feel I'm not all the way in that scene anymore, but
But you have all
I
the
have
knowledge.
that lesson of like those things just aren't gonna take power in my day and ruin me.
Yeah, and like I'm not gonna give someone I hate power.
No, it's defeating the purpose.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Cam?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen something on the internet that just you're like, that's it, I'm doing something about
taking
it.
a
I'll get
stand.
in like the MMA comments,
The
like
MMA?
like UFC's
Really?
comments and stuff. Yeah, because I love sports and people die for sports.
Yeah.
you get the best arguments in
You're
sports.
like, he's not gonna talk about my man like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just like to start shit up with fighters and
Okay.
stuff. Yeah,
so
it's
the
fun.
motive is like, let's argue.
Yeah, but that's like with sports though, because it's fun to argue about sports. Like
It
it doesn't
is.
fucking matter at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Like,
You have to take a side.
but yeah, it's like either you like this dude or you like this dude.
Like,
Who's
it is
gonna
very
beat whose
one-sided.
ass? Like,
Right.
yeah, like that's it. But even then, it's like for fun, and then it rarely happens.
Right.
If it's like a controversial fight, I'll hop in it. But
Speaking about the mob, because like I know you get a lot of traction on your social media. Is it mainly Instagram?
Yeah. So I just started a TikTok not too long ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I
Sorry for your loss.
I've never been a social media person, mainly
Yeah.
because I was a drug addict and I didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
But
You do need a phone.
yeah, but I do, and I now have my own business, where it's like my brand, so I do use it. So I'm trying to branch out. Like I might do YouTube how to draw videos.
That's cool.
And painting videos and stuff like that, because I'm not the type of person to like. I'm not that guy that's like, what's up, guys?
Vlogging and
I'm not a
stuff.
vlog person.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
hard for me to be that person. Yeah, I'm just not very good at that. But I am good at drawing.
Yeah.
And I'm good at painting, and I can take a camera and point it at what I'm doing and film it and hopefully
just talk over it. Yeah.
show people. And I feel like people like to see how-to videos.
I think that'd be cool, man. I think
they're going. Sorry,
No,
I
go
think
ahead.
they're going away. Like the how-to videos. But I think it's
going
cool.
away.
Like I used to see them a lot, like how-to art videos and stuff, and I really don't see them that more. And I think it'd be cool with like a tattoo artist like perspective.
Well,
like
maybe
here's
I'll
some-
figure out a different way. I feel like that's the other thing is like instead of copying what's already been done, try and do it your own. Kind of like
100%.
the whole thing we've already been talking about,
Yeah.
but just like because there's so many people that have done all these different YouTube things, and instead of doing the same one as someone else, if you try it and spin it your own way, it'll probably be more beneficial.
Yo, because I looked for like through my apprenticeship, like did a lot of like art research and stuff, and it's kind of hard to find a lot of that information. So I think it'd be good.
That's kind of what I meant. I had a lot of people be like, "Oh, I don't know how to draw this," or they ask me questions. A lot of people ask questions. They're like, "How'd you learn this?" or "How do you do this?" And when someone comes up and asks you, "How do you do this?" you're like, "I don't really know. I just kind
Yeah.
of do it," And
Yeah.
you just have to, and it's hard because I did it for a while where I'd go up to tattooers I'd liked and I would look at while they're tattooing, and I would just see it, but not like really like,
comprehend what they're doing.
yeah. And then I started like watching Randy and Eula specifically, how their hand moves, like looking at literally everything. And I learned something from it instead
Yeah.
of just like in one ear out, just kind of seeing it.
That's why I think mentor apprenticeship relationships are so important.
For sure.
Because I never thought about why I did certain things as well.
Yeah.
And then when you have, a little twink boy that shows up that says he wants to be, a tech god,
Yeah.
you have to think about those things.
Yeah, you have to tell them something.
Yeah. And then, in the beginning it was really difficult because I'm like, and then you just shade like this. And they're like,
I'm like, what?
Well, how? And I'm like this. And they're like, wait, but like, what do you? And it's like, stop asking stupid questions. No, but then I have to like break it down, and it's like, okay, I do this because of this, and it was things I never thought about before.
Yeah, because you never would.
Right. And like I kind of, related back to recovery and like sponsoring someone, and you really start to break down the process.
For sure.
And I think it improves the mentor just as much as it improves the apprentice.
I would agree, because then you're probably even like with something that's like, oh, that doesn't really make sense. Why am I doing that?
Right.
Or, oh, I never realized that I can do it differently,
And I think that's a key. It's like, I'm shading like this because of this. And now that I realize that, maybe that's not the best way I can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another way.
Yeah.
And I'm tweaking all the time. Like I do the 3RL shading a lot, and it's, I realized like 2 years ago that I was doing that way because, and I had to break it down. I think Cam actually asked me like, why are you doing it that way? And
3 hour what shading?
3 round liner shading.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, I'm doing this because I want this texture in there. Right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, that makes sense. And then I don't know if he asked this, but I was like, but in the black areas, there's no texture. It's just solid black.
So why not
Why am I still using the liner?
I think I did ask.
Why am I still using the liner for the solid black areas?
For sure.
And it's because we had Matt be in here and a couple people, and
was
we'd
just
be
about
like,
to say.
we'd be like, oh, you're cheating. You're using a mag. But all that's doing is prolonging the tattoo and making it more expensive for the client.
Cares?
Yeah.
So I'll run through the whole thing now with the 3RL, And then to get the darks dark, I'll just hit it with a mag at the end, and it cuts the process almost in half sometimes.
Yeah, it makes more sense to me.
And I would have never known that if Camden asked me that question.
Yeah.
You know, so like he taught me something that I've used in every tattoo since.
Yeah.
And now I learned that it's like okay to not
Cam,
just
I'm
only
talking
use the
to
3
Ben.
on liner.
Trying to give you a
Trying to build
fucking
you up, yeah.
compliment. But yeah, I'm just fucking.
I know. Well, because I kind of got caught up in that too. Because I would like, I'm doing this with a 3RL. It's the only fucking needle I'm pulling out.
And like I still like kind of like that, you know.
But then you get this area of black, and you're like,
Dude,
7 mag would be so
I've
nice right
changed
now.
things up drastically recently. So I use Dan Cuban machines for
Yeah.
all my lines still.
Okay.
And then I use a flux for my shading and tight lines. And I used to use the Zion, and when I used the flux, I would have it at like 9.5 or 8.
Yeah,
I use it at 5 now.
for lining or
Everything.
For, yeah.
Shading, color, black, everything is
Do you
at
know
5.
why?
I think that it's less trauma to the skin a
Right.
little bit too. Sometimes with black and gray, I speed it up just a little bit so it's not as like stipply if I'm
Right,
trying to get
right.
smooth shading. But I've noticed stuff is healing better, and it kind of works more like a coil. It's kind of like I don't know if it's slappier because it's not, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It just like it's changed the game for me. I think
Right.
it's less trauma and things are way more solid. I also started using smaller mags recently.
Yeah.
Instead of using like a 27 for everything,
I
I,
think
use
Tyler,
like a 13.
Tyler was telling us that too. Like he was dropping his voltage down
We all
the
did.
line. Yeah.
I forget who figured it out, but one person in the shop was like, "Hey, I do this," and we all changed it, and it's changed all of our tattooing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
I'll like move a little slower, but yeah, that's always like the range that I've been in, especially with the flux. I used to be at 5.5 exactly, and really because of Matt B. He was
Yeah.
like, do it like this, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it like that. And even on the bishops, like most of the time, I'm like running at 7. Sometimes I'll come down to like 6.7.
It all
It's a
depends
different
with the
throw.
machine, though,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
No, but it's still in that 5.5 range of the flux.
I've never
It's
used
comparable.
the Bishop, so I don't know what. But I know sometimes different machines run it different.
You should try. You should try the bishops.
Really?
It's so
Yeah,
nice,
dude.
I love mine.
I'll even say this. I bought the Bishop 4.2 years ago when it came out.
Yeah.
It still, it still had the umbilical cord back then. And they dropped the flux, right? And that was the wireless, right?
The Flux is I think. Well, hold on. The one that I'm using now is the newest FK machine.
Flux Max, I think.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
sorry.
Like I
Whatever.
got it because I was like, oh, wireless, that's cool.
Yeah, wireless.
Yeah. And then they dropped the critical battery, and I went back to the Bishop, and I was like, oh, let me just try it, even though it's the older machine. And I'm like, yeah, this
Feel
is
like it better.
this is the truth.
I mean, I feel like some things are just.
What?
That's the truth.
It is though.
I love my Bishop.
Yeah. or-
Yeah, I haven't used much, but
I don't know though. It might be different for your style,
I don't.
but it's worth a try.
I don't think so.
I still keep a flux in my booth though.
I think the only thing that I think I do for my style is use my Cubans for the lines.
Dude, I love the Cubans. They're such a pretty machine. You know what I mean? Like I like to collect them.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
It's such a good feeling
But I
looking at
never
them.
fucking use it. Like I wish. I
I'll
wish it
tell
was
you,
cordless.
The first time I bought the first Cuban I bought it, tried it 2 times, and then didn't use it for a year.
yeah.
And then finally, I was like, "Why am I?" And then at that point, I bought 3 more, and they were just sitting there. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Why am I doing this?"
Why do I keep buying these?
I don't
So-
like the noise either.
But
bro.
so the noise is offensive. It definitely scares people. I think it hurts. It hurts just as much as the tattoo. That
Yeah,
it is
it's just
sometimes.
yelling at me the whole time.
Yeah.
But I will say definitely I can't hear as well. But
Yeah.
but I love what it does. Like I'm really fast now, and it's just
Yeah.
If I tried to use like I tattooed Corey's face the other day. I did thorns across his head.
That's pretty tight.
I know, and it was actually the way mine were supposed to be.
Okay.
So you gave him the tattoo you
I'll
wanted?
just say, without saying any names, I had someone I drew the thorns out a couple years ago for my forehead, and I was like, do them like this. 'Cause
Yeah.
I had a specific idea.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't do tattoos that way, and he did it not at all the way.
on
Like basically,
the face.
I was like, use like a 5 liner and a tight 3. He used like an 11 round shader and
Yeah.
whatever. I don't really care because it's high up on my hairline, and
Yeah.
it's just another bad tattoo to add to the collection.
It looks cool. It like
it
goes
does
with
look cool.
the
It
face.
does, but I always thought to myself, I'm like, I wish it would have been this way.
Yeah.
So he was like, I want thorns on my head. I was like, dude, let me do it. And we were like,
Got you.
okay. So I used my rotary. I used the pen for the lines just because I was like, I don't want to use a Cuban on his skull.
Right.
Like on tiny lines
Brain
on his
shaking.
skull.
Turn a 5 to an 11.
Yeah, and it worked really good. It was just a weird feeling.
Yeah.
But I was a lot slower. Maybe it was just because I wasn't used to using bigger lines or whatever. But I liked it. I did not like it. It was just different.
And this was the
This was the Flux Max or whatever the brand new one is, you know, which I like a lot. I do like that machine, but
I remember when Tyler and I started switching into switching into the Cubans. Everyone was going so fast. We were turning our 6-7 hour day sessions into 4 hours.
That's
and
how
we're,
it is.
We're like, this isn't gonna work.
yeah. Well, so now I do half day and full day, and
Yeah.
my half day is 3 hours, and my
Yeah.
full day is 6.
Yeah.
Because usually what a slower artist can do in 7 hours, I do in 3 or 4. You know, so I don't charge hourly, so it doesn't. Because I know what you're saying. Like if you're doing things twice as fast with the same result, why should you be making less money than someone that's, you know,
Right.
not doing it? So I just do half and full day.
I agree.
Or flat rate for the piece.
What do you charge for your half and full?
So the shop prices, everybody's kind of bumped them up a little bit recently.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to, like, when I first came back, I was doing $150 an hour.
Yeah.
And everybody else was doing $2,000 full days. So I was like, okay, I have to fix this, you know?
Yeah.
So I do $1,000 for a half day and $17 for a full day,
Yeah.
you know?
Totally fair.
It's reasonable.
Yeah.
I think.
You all right, Danny? Yeah. I just realized what time it is. We got to start moving into the closing.
Time got away from us.
I know. That's how it always is, though. I love these fucking things.
I do.
How do you guys feel? It's kind of stems in between showing people your style, the how-to videos, and all that shit. I've had some artists where I film them and they go, "Don't shoot it from an angle. I don't want people to see my style."
I want someone to start filming me so I can make videos, and I don't care.
I've literally
Yeah.
had guys like, "Yo, that angle, it's sick, but I don't want to show people the style I have."
So I did.
the way I shade.
There was this guy the other day on Instagram that I noticed. Someone asked him about how he was painting. They were like, "Hey, what kind of paper and ink do you use?" And the guy was like, "I spent 10 years in art school. Like I spent X amount of dollars to get this information. Like go figure it out yourself."
Right.
That sucks.
And I understand where they're coming from, but I was like, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Why? Like, why?
Yeah, because I'll feel the same way. Because like I'll have like other apprentices like ask me some questions, and it's like, you know, I've learned all this information from all these 10-year artists. You know, that's invaluable. But it's not like my place to withhold that from them if they want to learn. Like, it's kind of messed up. Like that's like one of the problems in our industry.
Yeah. I'm like the open book.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I don't care.
If I got the knowledge, why not share it?
I just want to. I'll just help. You know, like why be? I don't know. I'd feel like I'd rather be positive than be the negative person.
Yeah, they're coming
right
to
now.
you for a reason. You know, they're hoping for
It
something.
also feels better. I mean, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
but when someone's like, "Oh, that's awesome, thank you for that," instead of like, "Oh, fuck you for not telling me,"
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
it
you
just
know,
is like a nicer.
like they're usually gonna appreciate
outcome.
the knowledge you share with
Yeah,
them.
for sure.
There's a reason why chefs have fucking cookbooks. They want people to
Yeah.
know the
I
knowledge.
I never
It's
thought
like,
about that.
yeah.
Some people just like
Sucks.
should get hit by a car.
Yeah.
I agree.
But I think it stems back to like the being like insecure. Like I'm afraid if I give this information away, they're gonna be better than me and take all my clients, and I'm gonna be asking Ben how to make a sign because I'm homeless. You know,
Well, we can make some pretty sweet signs.
dude. Imagine the signs we could make now, dude.
Make some good signs.
Adrian, you missed a sick conversation, but we got some stuff to talk about after this.
Yeah,
Sick signs.
for the Patreon.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, we started a separate channel on Patreon. I'm not sure what it's called yet.
I'm
It's either going to
towards
be
it.
Shop Talk or Aftermath or something. And it's just going to be the boys at the shop chopping it up.
No demonetization over here. We could say whatever.
I wanted to do a thing on this podcast, the YouTube, where just for a little bit, we just talk about all the things we hate.
Hell
Just to end on like a positive note.
sick.
So Cam, you can start.
Uh-oh.
What do you hate?
All right,
about
I'll
John?
start. I hate Cam.
I hate being Cam.
You hate being Cam?
No.
Then name a real one.
Like, we kind of just talked about it. I hate like gatekeeping.
Stop, dude.
Gatekeeping
All right, there you go.
sucks.
Okay.
I hate gatekeeping.
Does that happen to you?
Not too bad, but like not in like any way that's like dramatically affected me. But
Right.
like it's definitely there in our industry, and it's a big thing that I hate. And I know a lot of people have problems with it.
I hate renewing my passport.
That's tight.
Dude, I had to do that this week.
Paying
Have you ever had to
parking
do
tickets?
that?
I don't have a passport, but I need to get one because Renee's having a wedding in Mexico, and I need to get one.
Dude, I can help you, but like any normal thing, like renewing passport, getting gas, food shop, like I hate. Dude.
I agree.
I fucking hate.
I
I
stay
thought
away
we were
from the
talking about
grocery
the
store
tattoos.
as much.
Yeah, that's
as
'cause you're an
humanly
idiot.
possible.
No, we're talking about I hate everything.
Bro, I have like, I had to like, I pack. I do it to myself. I pack my schedule too tight, so I have like no free time, right? So like I had to cancel the gym. I had to cancel other shit. I had to draw really fast, so like I could make time to do this. And I was like, okay, I gotta fucking renew my passport, you know, because it expires in February. And like I don't want to wait too long, and then all of a sudden I got to go out of the country and I got to expedite. So I was like, let me get it done. And I've been complaining to my girl for like months about how I got to get this done. That's my process. I complained about it for a while first, and then I do it. So I go, I get everything ready. I fill out the form online. I print it out. I'm good to go. I'm like, cool, I'm going to do it later today. I fucking leave to go to the gym. I come back. My dog ate my passport.
No.
Dude did not fucking eat anything else. I would have rather have him eat money, dude. And like he chewed my passport up. I was like, motherfucker, dude. You know, like I would never harm
Putting
my
you
dog.
down.
He is by far my favorite purchase I've ever made. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just figure this out. So I run to the passport place because I try to ask Seth and like other people like what I should do. They're like, I don't know. It's
Was there
never happened.
anything left of the passport?
Yeah, there was enough. I don't know. But it was fine.
It was destroyed, but still, was there pieces?
My dog had a great time,
Of
dude. He was
course.
throwing it in the air, just confetti.
It's the best toy
I
in
even
the
had
world.
like
Dad,
a
look what I
plastic
did.
bag of all the pieces. Just I don't know, just in case. So
You put his nose in it.
what?
You put his nose in it.
I didn't have time. I didn't have time for that.
My dog ate my homework.
So I was like, all right. So like, I'm like, I'm gonna just go to the passport place and ask them what the fuck to do. You know, like I don't have time to like be guessing. So first, you know, I drive there. I show up to the place and I'm like, hey, I'm here for the passport. And they're like, you're at the wrong courthouse. Of
course.
So I was like, all right, whatever. Where's the right courthouse? So they show me. So I've never been there before. It's confusing, like where the door even is. And I'm like all around I'm going all these parking lots and they're all full. Or there's like the one parking lot where you pay $20 for 1 minute. And I didn't want to park in that lot. Besides the point, all the ramps to the parking lot were too high and my car would have bottomed out. So like I needed to figure something out. So there's like a Publix next door. I went over there and then I see the sign. It's like you will be towed. I fucking pussied out. Whatever. I found a spot. I'm pissed. I paid $20 for 1 minute of parking. I go in there. I'm waiting in the fucking line. It's a long line. I hate lines. I show them. They're like, you got to do this damaged passport and fill it out. I go get pictures, dude. I'm running everywhere. I had to get the pictures of the birth certificate, the old passport, like everywhere, bro. And I hate driving. I'm driving, and like I finally get back. The first time I was there was only one person in line in front of me. When I got back, there was 10 people, bro.
Oh, that makes me
10
sick
people
to
in
my
line,
stomach.
bro. 10 people in line. Like each person takes like 20 minutes. I have an appointment, and I've already committed that I'm going to get this done today, or it's never going to happen in the
Yeah.
rest of my life. Never traveling. I'm in line. There's little kids on the ground. There's this little Asian girl literally running circles around me going, Pika, Pika, Pika. Like, that happened. I'm not making a joke. That's what happened, right? I'm having visions of like me screaming water gun and like spitting in her face. And like I've never thought about joining a terrorist group. But in this line, bro, I was like,
It's
gonna blow this bitch up.
worthy of
yeah,
consider.
like I'm not a patriot at this moment. Bro, I think this woman that worked there saw that I was thinking about shooting up the place. And she like came up to me.
She rescued you?
Yeah, dude. I really, I don't know her name, but I really respect this woman. She's like, hey, sir, I had seen you here before. Did you have all your stuff? And I'm like, yeah. And she like goes through everything. She's like, wow, you did a great job. Like she said that. Bro, and she like checked in with the other people and she's like, you got this form, you got this form, you got this form. She's like, all right, good. And then she did me and she's like, you did a great job. And then she like pulled me and we got the passport taken. But dude, it was fucking miserable. So that's why passport made my list.
John walks out the building. He's like, "Pika, pika, pika, bitch."
Oh, dude.
I will say though, I have two really big dogs, and
Yeah.
they eat everything.
Yeah.
They eat Apple pencils like they're candy.
No.
And it throws me in a meltdown. They've probably eaten anywhere from 5 to 7 in the last 6 months.
That's a lot.
Oh, dude, it's unbelievable. It's that remote. It's like I cannot leave it out, and if I do, it's the worst because I'll be going to work or trying to
Yeah.
draw, and I'm like, "Where's my Apple Pencil? Oh no, it's 9:30 at night. Where can I get another one?"
Yeah.
And instead of buying a collection of Apple Pencils,
One at a time.
I just do it one at a
Right.
time. Like
It hurts
moron.
less.
It does. It hurts a lot
And
less.
fucking $100 for a pencil sucks.
Dude.
So I fucking hate when that's a thing on the list. I hate when my dog eats shit.
Yeah, I love my dog like I love my daughter.
Yeah.
Both of them are like they're like my children, but when they eat my stuff, they've eaten paintings.
Yeah.
I'll finish a painting and I'll be letting it dry with the
Damn.
shade over top, and I'll just walk away for a minute to go do something, and I'll come back and there'll be just a bite taken out of it.
Yeah. The rule is like, as long as talking to my dog, as long as I love you more than the thing you ate, you'll
okay.
stay alive.
You know, I've never
It's
thought-
not okay, but you'll stay alive.
I've never thought about that, but that's a good one. That's a good one.
Give me another hate thing.
I hate driving. You
hate
like touched
driving?
on it earlier.
Yeah, I hate driving,
I
too.
hate driving. Florida sucks.
Yeah.
People suck.
Well, just no
it's
one
not
knows
the
how to
fact that I
merge.
hate driving, because if it's like no one on the road, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I hate driving around other people.
People also, anytime there's a flashing light anywhere, they just slow down to a stop to look at it.
Yeah.
I watched it the other day. Someone was literally just like changing a tire on the side of the road, and it caused like 40 minutes worth of traffic just because everybody needed to go
Dude, I
see
hate
what's up.
people that are out of shape, that complain about being out of shape and doing nothing about it. I'm going to get blowback on that,
You
but
are.
it drives me
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
Like, make the change you want to see.
if you're capable. If you're not capable,
Yeah.
it's a different
Yeah,
story.
eating disorders,
But some of
you
my
know,
friends,
health stuff.
eating disorders?
Yeah, if you got an eating disorder and you can't stop eating, you know, it's like,
No, I just mean my fucking loser friends.
No,
that, like,
yeah.
complain about it, and I'm like, yo, come to the gym with me, and like they don't.
yeah, that is on them.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Or just change your eating habit.
Well, I just don't like complaining about
Maybe I
things.
just hate my friends.
Yeah.
I think for me it's complaining. Just don't complain either. Just
Yeah.
go through it, do it, or don't say anything.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't really
Because at
wanna
the end
hear
of the day,
it, you
complaining
know?
doesn't change shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't.
I don't like being in the grocery store at all. It causes me super anxiety.
Well, you
Yeah.
probably get eyes.
I just literally I will avoid the grocery store like the plague.
You just ship it to the house?
Like an
No,
Instacart type
I'll
of person.
make my wife go, you know, or
Yeah.
something like that. But I do not enjoy going in there.
Yeah.
I think it's lines too.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, lines are not a good place.
Well,
for
the
me
other
to be
day
in.
I bought something. I got dinner from this really nice steakhouse, and I had to pick it up. And,
Yeah.
and it was like I got in there, and it's like fancy. I'm literally painting at home, so I'm in sweatpants. You know, I look like a homeless person, and I look the way I look. You know, and everybody's in like nice shirts, suit and tie. You know, it's like super fancy, and they made me like walk through the whole restaurant to go wait in the back at the bar. You know, and like the place is all white, and I'm wearing all black.
Right,
You know,
right.
You
and
just stand out like a
Everybody's
sore
just
thumb.
like, it's like, what is this fucking idiot doing in here? And it caused so much anxiety. Like when I left the place, my heart was pounding. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, what is going on with me?
And wait, where was this?
It was just like a fancy steakhouse in Boca somewhere.
Yeah.
And well, I live in Boca, so
So like feeling underdressed.
I don't know if it's
underprepared?
underdressed or just like
Not your
like the funny
environment.
thing is, in my pocket, I probably had more money than most of them had on
Yeah,
them. You know what
yeah.
I mean? But at the same time, I just feel like they were all looking at me, being like,
I know.
you know, like shame.
Another one got in.
I actually like. I like that situation.
No, it's a great feeling when you're at a really expensive restaurant, and like it's happened a bunch of times at convention and stuff where you have the waitress is kind of like snooty with you because you're
Yeah.
asking for everything, and then your bill is like $500 and you tip her $400.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then she's just like, oh my god, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
Yeah.
I love Ink Master.
They don't expect that.
No, they never do. And the same thing at that steakhouse. I gave him like a nice tip, and you know, they were all happy, but it's just that like those like looks of like, I don't know.
They're judging.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just pure judging. And it
Right.
just,
Oh, Snooty, I'm better than you.
yeah, it just makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes. I guess I'm like self-conscious, obviously, if that has to be where it comes from, but still, you know, it
Right.
just, I hate standing in line and being judged by the people around me.
Sure.
It's cool to stand out though.
What do you hate though? I don't care about what you think's
I don't
cool.
like being judged, but I think it's cool.
No,
to
you can't
stand out.
copy Ben.
You gotta
Oh,
hate
okay.
something else.
Yeah, you got to do a new one.
I don't know.
Nothing. You just love everyone.
What
No.
politician do you hate? I don't know.
Dude,
Listen to politics.
you know what also sucks? I mean, you do the reusable vapes, right? Like you put juice in
Yeah,
yours.
yeah.
So I've had multiple times where I've gone and bought vape. So this just happened.
And
There
they
was-
taste like shit.
So there was a flavor that they went out of style in, or just wasn't able to be found anymore.
Yeah.
It's coconut pineapple ice, and it's the best vape I've ever had. And everywhere it was around, and then everywhere didn't have it. So I found it online, but it was out of stock. Everywhere out of stock. So my wife is with her friend, and she goes to the smoke shop, and she calls her, she's like, they have a whole box of these vapes. And I was like, just grab me 3. She buys the whole box, you know? And she gets home and has them. It was like amazing. I was like so excited. I
Yeah.
literally got excited in my body.
That's
and I was
cool.
like, this is awesome. And I go over and I rip it open. And the first one was like dead. The second one, the flavor was all fucked up. And I went through all of them and they were all fucked up. And it really ruined my
Wow.
day.
Yeah, I won't like leave until I hit mine.
Yeah, the one we
You
go
won't
to.
leave the store,
Well, they usually make you open them
Yeah,
up
they
right
go
there.
open it up.
dude. I'll
Because if
smoke-
you walk out and it tastes like shit and you walk back in, they're like, there's nothing I can do. 'Cause they don't know if you switched it
Well,
out.
most of them will do it for singles, but if you buy like a box and my wife
you're
doesn't
not
vape,
you're not gonna
she's just
sit there
like,
and
oh,
open
just,
all of
you know,
them.
what
Yeah.
could be wrong, you know? But it literally was like the factory only put one of the flavors in and
Yeah.
messed that one flavor up and didn't put the other ones in, and it was all probably from the same group of whatever you know what I'm saying?
yeah, anything that I'm like addicted to, don't fuck with it.
Yeah, it needs to be the way it's supposed to fucking
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I hate when people change formulas to
There
like
you
something
go.
that's good. Yeah,
proud
like
of
you
you
have
for
like
hating
you have
something.
like a product you really like, and then just like randomly they change the formula, and it's just not the same.
Yeah,
You're like, fuck.
yeah, I hate those people.
Me too. That is a big turn.
All right, we got to wrap this up.
We do.
So I would say in closing, we all agree if you notice someone copying you, it's a compliment. There's probably no fucking need to call them out on the internet. Make it about yourself. And if you do, you're a loser. Right?
No life.
What else you got, Cam? What other conclusions have we made? You know, if you're online and you're arguing about MMA, watch out for Cam.
Watch out.
He's coming for you.
Watch out.
There's not many things he argues about, but when it's severely underdressed men, he's coming for you.
Sweating on each other in a cage.
Yeah.
Watch out.
You ever judge their tattoos?
Oh, all the time. That's like
There
my
you go.
favorite thing to do is judge them.
I don't see a lot of good tattoos on
You
MMA.
don't, which is why I love it.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get the occasional ones, like there's like TJ Dillashaw. He gets tattooed by like some pretty.
I mean, all
reputable
Ian
people.
Gary's are fire.
Well, Ian Gary gets
Yeah.
tattooed by Luke, so he's got some good tattoos.
Ian Gary, if you want to be on the podcast.
Let us know. Yeah, I like making fun of their tats.
Yeah, they're weird. It's
Would you do it
Well,
to
because
their
they have,
face?
they have no clothes on, so you can
Yeah.
see all of it.
Yeah.
And you can see all the horrible ones on their chest that they wish to hide that
Yeah.
they can't. Yeah.
Would you get Fonte on your back?
No. Yo, a lot of MMA fighters have their last name on their back, across the back. It's a pretty common one.
It's like a jersey.
I was about to say, I think it's an age group and a place thing to get
Yeah.
like the outline of New Jersey on you.
Yeah,
or your
yeah.
name. I have that.
I had one here too.
Yeah, I have the. I still,
Why is that funny?
Jersey in the ditch?
Yeah, you want to know why?
Because of shithole?
So I never had to shoot up outside of Jersey. Oh, you're gonna have to edit that out. But it was like a dotted line with like.
I'm always
scissors.
home, baby.
Dude. A lot of my friends had some like cool heroin tats.
Insert here.
Dude, like beehives. Like my one boy
that's cool.
had Jesus. You know,
Oh boy, that's rad.
some kid had like what's the point or whatever. Like shit. Yeah, it was a bunch.
Press here for fun.
They were all like $80 tattoos.
Horrible. Just outline tats.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Anything else, Cam? You gotta say?
You want to sign us off? You want to thank Ben? Ben, let me say it before Cam. Thank you so much for coming down.
You're welcome.
And speaking. It's great to have you back.
Yeah.
Back in the
Excited to
shop.
be here.
Cam, I
Outro.
wish you were sick.
Thank you guys for joining us on today's episode of Unemployable. Thanks again for Ben for joining us today. Charge more.
No. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore.
Cut that out.
Yeah, then you can just cut it. Cool.
All right.
Cut. I kind of like